Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rufus and Tloe podcast. I'm your host, Rufus, aka Randy, and I did that backwards, so Tloe has nothing to worry about on this one. And as always, oh Jesus. Okay, so listen, my instinct is to. Okay, hi Tloe.
Oh, hi.
I'm not starting over.
You're not going to start over?
No, because it's not fair to anybody who makes a mistake in life and thinks, well, I just have to put... I'm not joking. The instinct to start over is I have to fight that urge because we edit very rarely. And this episode, Tloe, is to celebrate. Okay. Do you know why we're going to celebrate?
Why?
Because we didn't hear it, but the home audience just heard the brand new intro music from our friend Sales Official, and it is top quality. It's I know he sent it to you last night.
Yes,
and he may have said he may have said something like, hey, listen, give me your honest opinion, let me know if it's good. If not, my feelings won't be hurt.
Yes.
I played it. I was amazed. I played it for my wife. She was amazed. And I think it's perfect for what we're doing here. So
I do too. I think he did an amazing job. He's so
absolutely
talented.
I love it. So to our friend Sales, we both have uncracked beverages of the alcoholic nature. And again, I'm 2 in, so that whole beginning, fuck it, whatever. And the first half
fuck
bomb.
It.
So so in honor of our friend, we're gonna crack. Ready? In 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Here we go. Oh, so clean.
I do think that
so
got
crisp.
a little loud, but oh wow, it sounded good.
That's okay. We'll fix it in post, as they say. So
yummy,
again,
yummy,
thank you,
yummy.
sir. I know this isn't gonna get any better. I don't think quality wise, but I think we're entertaining. I mean, is it weird to say that when you said you can record today, and we had just put the episode up last night. To anybody who knows us, this is one day after your exceptional Tloe Tuesday stream. I mean, it was it was a runaway train. Everybody was so generous. I know you don't want to talk about it, so I will just compliment you on air. How amazing! What a group of guys! What a group of people!
It was insane. Yes,
I will find a way to thank them all individually, either on the website or at the end of the show. So. But
no,
it's,
yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it, just besides thank you, thank you to everyone who even just showed up and watched the stream. Like, I had so much fun, regardless of subs and biddies and stuff. I just had so much fun. I'm really glad that I decided to stream, because at times I was like about to get off, and I'm really glad that I didn't, obviously, but it was just a lot of fun.
Well. I don't know. I mean, you go to bars and you're not a child, so you'll understand this. That when I was younger and guys would go out, and especially on payday, there was always this vibe on a Friday night after a long work week. Guys would be like, everybody at the bar, drinks are on me, and everybody would cheer. Yeah. And I think it kind of becomes not mass hysteria, but everyone kind of rolled with it. And the main reason why you deserve it and why it was directed towards you is because none of us would know anybody if it wasn't for you. So I'm included in that group. I'm greatly appreciative of the fact that I'm not sure. You even said you don't know why you started this in the beginning or that what you expected, but the group is growing.
What to expect.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I just was so shocked. I was like, what? I mean, I know this is how it goes, I guess, for big streamers or whatever, but I couldn't figure out why. I was like, what? Why? Why me? What am I doing? I don't know. I just wanted everyone to feel that I appreciated them. That's why I was so speechless, because I was like, well, what else can I say besides thank you? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, truthfully, before I understood streaming and I thought that it was basically just being on Twitch, taking donations, taking subs, thanking people, and then going about your day. But when I'm only going to include the podcast because everyone keeps mentioning it. I think that when you include Discord, the podcast, and Twitch, playing with people who you become friends with, it's as hands-on as you can be with a group of people who, I jokingly said it beforehand. I'm not sure how many, Arthur Fonzarelli, super cool A-list people are in this group. I mean, I consider myself a goofy guy and a nerd. I don't know if, hey, Tloe, I don't know if you know this or not, but I could be a bit of a knucklehead sometimes.
Okay.
So,
I don't know what gave it away, but...
Oh, if you guys need any proof, just listen to the last 4 episodes and the first 8 minutes and 48 seconds of this one, because, I'm a walking nightmare. But I look forward to this as much as I look forward to anything else. Like, I know you guys are still into sports. I used to watch football and basketball, and I used to watch wrestling, and the weird thing is besides spending time with my son and working on other stuff around the house, I'm excited about these recordings. I'm excited to jump on. Like, I check Discord more than I've ever really checked. I wasn't a big email guy. I wasn't a big, wasn't really big on Facebook and stuff like that, which was more popular maybe 10 years ago than it is now. So it's just, I can't, I'm literally out of words to express how interesting this is and how quickly it's grown. So that being said...
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Yes. So, no one is here for this. We get it. We're appreciative. Now, I did tease a story in Discord, and I cheated a little bit. One of the 2 people I mentioned, if anyone was there, if you're listening to this and you're not in Discord, I was able to finally link your Discord on the website so people can find yours and mine. Yep. I just, instead of asking you how to help with me, I just looked it up and put it in there. So if anybody's listening to this and you want to hear what we're talking about. So I'm going to be putting up teasers every week, mainly in Tloe's Discord, because mine's not as full. But no, it's fine. I like communicating with everybody there.
Yeah.
So I put in the Discord a teaser that Garth Brooks, at one point in my life, Garth Brooks had me give golf clubs to Hootie and the Blowfish.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
I must have read that wrong. I thought that he gave you Hootie and the Blowfish golf clubs. Like, it said Hootie and the Blowfish on the golf clubs or something.
Yes. I think the phrasing was, Garth Brooks gave me Hootie and the Blowfish's golf clubs. Okay. I have to... Okay, so it was a little bit of clickbait. I'll be perfectly honest. And I guess we'll go right into this story, because originally I was going to ask... All right. I've led an interesting life in this respect. I think I asked you previous to recording... How many famous people have you met, interacted with, or, gotten to know over the years? And you're like, none? I didn't know that was a thing that happened.
Yeah.
So I have, for either one-on-one conversations, phone conversations, after shows, in elevators, or just randomly across the universe, I have interacted with 17 famous people.
What?
I don't know how it happens. Again, a lot of them are just like going. So over time, I'll tell all these stories, but the this one is a little bit of a cheat. I genuinely feel winded. I don't know why. I'm so excited to tell this story, and I actually just told this story today at work because we were talking about jobs we used to have. Which is something we often do at the job I currently have, is reminiscing about remember when this job sucked? So I was telling the story of how I used to work for UPS.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've had a few jobs, and so back in the day, this is 90, probably the height of Hootie and the Blowfish. So this is 95, 96, somewhere in that vein.
Good year.
And the cheat is...
Good year.
It was. Cracked Rear View is a great album. I'm not ashamed to admit I was a huge Hootie and the Blowfish fan. Alanis Morissette as well is in my wheelhouse of, I mean, she's absolutely the greatest, or was the greatest. I don't know what's happened to her since, but she's not angry anymore, so she's not interesting to me.
Oh, okay.
So the cheat in the story is that Garth Brooks actually didn't give me Hootie and the Blowfish's golf clubs. A guy named Jeff. Okay, well, listen, I'm so sorry for cheating, but I will tell you this. Jeff, my belt supervisor and friend at the time, we used to work from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. We would leave work at 9:05 and go get Stromboli at this place that had Stromboli, and then we would just play NCAA football on like his PlayStation.
Okay.
Or whatever system was out at the time. Jeff looked, sounded like, and dressed like Garth Brooks.
Oh my God.
Listen, to the point in which, in the 2.5 years we were friends, he was asked for his autograph at least 20 times.
Really?
So yes, built like, acted like, dressed like, wore a cowboy hat. Like, the motherfucker embraced the fact that he looked like Garth Brooks. The only thing he didn't do is slick his hair when Garth Brooks became Chris Gaines. I don't know if you remember that part of his. Do you remember when that happened? So about 6 years into Garth Brooks being popular, he got bored and he dressed up like an emo kid and changed his personality and became a singer called Chris Gaines.
No, he did not. Yeah. You're lying.
Yep. Nope,
can I look this up right now? Like, I need to see this.
Absolutely. Please, by all means, because I need your reaction live on tape.
Garth
I will continue
Brooks.
this story.
Chris Gaines?
Chris Gaines. Gaines, I believe. So,
Chris Gaines. Okay.
So Jeff, everywhere we went, he was asked for his autograph. So technically it wasn't Garth Brooks. But, so anyway, so I worked there and Hootie... Did you see it?
Yes. It's his alter ego? Are you kidding?
No. The guy lost his fucking mind. He just decided to...
Oh my God.
He wanted to do like emo music. Like, he wore like all black and had like slicked black hair on the top of his head. Which is where your hair is.
That is so strange. Okay, I see it. That's so weird.
So that was the end of Jeff looking like Garth Brooks. When he did that, he's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't care how many autographs I would be asked for. So
yeah.
So there was a concert venue about 2 miles from where I lived and about 3 miles from where I worked, because I've always tried to stay close to work where I live. That's a sentence.
You don't like to go far.
Correct. Travel, not my thing. Check out previous episodes. So... Okay. These I want to stay right where I am. I should have been a tree, because they get rooted in and they don't go anywhere.
Oh my God. I want to stay right where I am. That's hilarious.
If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Oh Jesus. I don't know. Fucking
You pick a tree. An apple tree?
Oh. I didn't even think about trees that like carry food.
What were you thinking? Go ahead.
I was thinking like an evergreen tree, because Washington's evergreen state, and so like that's what came into my head.
See, regionally, you thought of trees from back home, and I thought of an apple cider tree, which is big in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, completely off the time out on the story. You guys are gonna kill me if I don't wrap this up today. I'm gonna lose. Listen, when you went from Washington to Texas, what kind of sacrifices did you make in terms of like holidays? Like, Texas Christmas has to be terrible.
Oh, I never made any sacrifices for my holidays. That's not an option. I moved across the state. Like, no, I would go home every holiday.
Okay.
Like, Christmas was a big thing for my family, I guess. Like, my grandma always had a big Christmas thing, and 4th of July. I would go home Christmas and 4th of July. Those are the 2 big holidays. No one did anything for Thanksgiving. It wasn't like
interesting,
crazy. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Literally last Thanksgiving, my mom came into town with her boyfriend, and we went to a bar down the street and had wings and watched football. Oh, that's
awesome. Yeah. Thanksgiving is great for a day of football. And my family, my mom always goes overboard and cooks way too much food. But holiday. It popped into my head, like, what kind of tree? Texas. Because there can't be a fall or a winter in Texas, right? I mean, it doesn't get that chilly.
I mean, it tries, I think, but it's like
it's I want to be cold.
It's not as pretty as in the north, where you have the trees and the fall, like the leaves fall and the leaves change colors, and it's pretty. Like, you enjoy that time. It's not like that here.
Yeah,
honestly, I'm like, on Halloween is probably when it gets cold, because everybody's all dressed up, and it's like, oh fuck, like, it's actually really cold. And from that point on, after like, it's like a month, maybe 2 months after Halloween, you get actually like decently chilly weather, but I think it's because of the humidity. It feels a lot colder than it really is.
Okay.
But then after that, it's like right back to summer as if nothing happened.
No. So, just out of curiosity, what do you consider cold?
Well,
30?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of cold. 30 is cold. 30 is cold. I mean, like, realistically, like, 30 is cold. I think 50 is cold.
Okay. Well, listen, don't ever come to Pennsylvania.
Oh. I mean, it's not like on my highest list of to-dos, but, noted.
You are, hey, as a representative of the state, the Keystone State of Pennsylvania and all its inhabitants. Inhabitants? Yeah, that's what people who live here. Okay. You are uninvited. Oh, that's an Alanis Morissette. Uninvited is an Alanis Morissette song that I may sing at karaoke on Friday night. Listen, I am derailed.
Yeah. You're all over the place right now.
Okay,
there's so many things to talk about. I just don't even know where to start.
There's nothing I enjoy more. When this is over, I hope I left 3 topics just dangling like a thread on the back of a hoodie. That you have to. Oh, so when you have a thread on the back of a hoodie, are you a pull it off or burn it kind of person?
Pull it. Why would I burn it?
You don't think that according to that Weezer song, you don't think that's going to unravel your sweater?
No. Or I'll cut it if I really can't pull it off, and I get so mad that I can't pull it off. I'll cut it.
I always find it funny that people who it's a little piece of thread sticking out, and they'll wrap their finger around it 3 or 4 times like it's dental floss, and then they'll break it. But in doing so, you have unwound it by at least 6 more inches. That can't be the proper. That's not a good way to handle that.
And you lost circulation in your finger, or maybe that's just me.
No, I think that's pretty fair. That if you wrap it real tight, I don't think you have to wrap it that tight to rip it. I mean, how weak are you that you can't break a piece of thread?
I don't know. It depends on how thick it is. I don't know.
Fabrics, am I right? Okay. Reel me in like a fish. I'm gonna get back to
Okay, well, Chris Gaines was awful, but we're moving on to Garth Brooks.
Okay, so we're leaving the holiday thing open ended a little bit. I have to complete the Hootie and the Blowfish faux Garth Brooks story.
Yes.
We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'm gonna grab a drink because I've had way too many beers, and we just want to make sure that the file's saved. And if we can get a commercial, and we will, and if not, we're always gonna take a break about halfway through. So if you're good with that, just everybody stay with us, and we will be right back. And we're back. Thanks for everybody having patience. English not is my first language. Yeah, you could laugh out loud. That again, okay. I'm never gonna edit. Wow, man, I am. Just when my ego got too big, I have failed in my speech for today. Okay. Well, thank you for allowing it. Holy smokes, What an embarrassment I'm being today. Okay, so
Oh no, you're fine.
it's so bad. It's so. I don't. Did I maybe? Let me ask the people I work with tomorrow if they think I talked too much today. Maybe that's the problem. Is I ran out of the ability. Like I talked all day. Like there was nothing to do today at work. Mm-hmm. So like I said, we were just telling stories about other jobs we had, and at one point my mouth was dry, and I had realized I hadn't like licked my lips or drank a
you're
drink.
Talking that much?
Yeah, it was hours. We were telling story after story after story. That's what triggered me into. I probably have 3 or 4 written down that I want to get out. I mean, my plan. I hoped that you had met at least 25 famous people, but
Oh, okay. Well, no. Sadly, no.
It'll happen. Trust me.
Maybe one day.
Maybe I'm the only person. Anyway, okay. So Jeff, Garth Brooks lookalike, he is on the conveyor belt at UPS. I am a package loader, which means down the conveyor belt comes 40, 50 packages per every maybe 5 seconds. Like it's a very fast conveyor belt, and your job is to look at the conveyor belt, see where the packages are going, and decide whether or not they belong in the truck that you're loading or they go past you. So that was my standard job at the time until I decided to be offended that a manager thought I was poor because I didn't wear a jacket in the winter and made a collection. Oh yeah. The reason I don't work there is because I filed a grievance against my supervisor because he raised a bunch of money to buy me a jacket.
What?
Because he thought I was poor. And I was pissed. I was like, dude, have you seen the car I drive? Fuck you. And I'm like, I'm going to fight. Look, in hindsight, I was a bad person. He was just trying to do something nice. But, I ended up quitting that job because I was so offended. That's how stupid.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, terrible. I think of all the cool things I could have done staying with that company. I was like, UPS, you'll never be anything. And this is 95, 96, like I said. So,
don't they have like really good, what's it called?
Pension?
No.
Benefits?
Benefits.
Oh, in 95, 96, walking away from that, there were 400 people lined up to come in there. My life was written and it would have been paved with gold. But I, as a douchey teenager or early 20s, thought, how dare you, sir, think I wear a t-shirt and shorts in the winter because I'm awesome. Don't give me your...
How dare you give me a jacket for free?
Every time I tell this story, I cringe a little bit because, his name was Dan. He was a nice man. He woke up that morning having picked up that jacket the night before, having collected money from other people who I worked with who were like, yeah, you know what, Randy's a good guy. Let's make a donation. Bought it at the store, took tag off, put it in a box, wrapped it, and yep. That's
wrapped it. Oh my god.
He's like, here, it's just a little something. It was right before the holidays. He's like, I hope it doesn't offend you. We just want you to know how much we appreciate you. And
oh my god.
I snapped.
What a little asshole you were. Are you kidding?
Yeah. No, this is 2 episodes back to back where I'm a piece of shit. So,
I was just gonna say, you're splashing puddles and vomit all over a little old lady, and now you're saying fuck you to a guy who's wrapping a gift for you. A fucking
Tloe,
jacket.
Welcome to my therapy session because
Are these all your sins? You're just spewing them out?
Oh, these are if the sins go from 1 to 10, these are 2s and 3s.
Oh no.
I know, but I do believe that the best when I decided to do this podcast with you, I thought instead of pointing the finger at other people and telling stories of how the world has done me wrong, because it hasn't, I thought this is an opportunity to get a lot of stuff off my chest and to put into perspective, just to learn to laugh at some of the stupid things. I'm a better person now, and I think I've given back tenfold from the stupid things I've done. But Oh yeah, I'm just thinking of all the things I could tell you, and we're gonna get to that.
I was gonna say, I mean, at least we have big plans for this podcast where we're probably gonna hear a good amount of your fucked up stories, and I can't wait.
All of them. See, all of them are not. So there's no federal offenses. There's no point in which I can't tell the story. I can't. I am the only, person to be harmed in the telling of the story, and they're from a long time ago. I mean, I don't think anything's come up in the last 10. No, you know what? I'm wrong. There was like something like 3 weeks ago. So anyway, we'll get there.
Oh God. At least what you said, there's no federal offenses. That's good.
No, I've never done anything Nope, that's not true. Shit. All right.
We've all done things that are illegal. It's just a matter of if you've gotten caught or not.
Right. Remember, in the last episode, I was a drunk driver, so and it's not funny. Exactly.
You did admit the fact that you were drunk driving or drinking and driving.
Mistakes were made, and I have done my best to rectify these things. So, so I'm at work one random day. It wasn't a random day. Do I want to tell this story?
Are you still Garth Brooks?
Yeah, but this so picture this. You know how I told you the other, like, I think last episode I was saying, like, so I'm in the car and this guy's next to me, this guy's next to me. So across from me is a guy named Vince. He was I want to say, so he was jacked. Like, he was like a Marine who also worked at UPS, and then, like, I don't know, built bridges for poor people in other countries. Like, this dude was like the best dude who ever lived. He's just a saint of a man and a good dude. Okay. But in talking to him at some point, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I've killed a bunch of people. He's like, but just for the government. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, I'm perfectly fine with it, and I'm going to go to heaven. It's okay, because they're bad people, and I'm a good Christian. And I was like... Oh,
like military, right?
Yes. Okay. No, right. He was in the military. No.
Okay.
Somebody instructed him to shoot the enemy who was shooting at him, and
Gotcha.
And he killed many.
Gotcha.
Still a nice guy. So across from me is him. I'm standing here. We're listening to something by Ozzy Osbourne on the radio. Above me is faux Garth Brooks, and across from him is a guy named Bill. Bill looked like a 70s porn star. He was telling the story. Unfortunately, I'm going to clean this up as best I can, because I remember this because the story ended with a set of golf clubs coming down the conveyor belt. But the story, as I walk in my truck and come back out, all I hear is this. So that's what I get for letting a girl use a dildo on me.
Okay.
And I said, I said, what happened? He's like, let's just say, God damn it, why am I telling this story? He's like, let's just say I had to burn all those bed sheets. So that's
Oh my God.
I know. So we're just going to move past it. But this is, so as he's saying that sentence, and this is him volunteering this information, similar to me volunteering information about myself. I am the spirit of Bill lives in all of us.
Oh my God.
I see Jeff go, hey, you like this band? And I go, huh? He goes, here, check these out. And I go, what you got? He's like, look at these golf clubs. And they were nice golf clubs. And I go, so what? I don't golf. He's like, but look at the name on them. And I was like, Darius Rucker. Why do I know that name? He goes, that's the guy from Hootie and the Blowfish. And I was like, oh my God, that is the guy from Hootie and the Blowfish. And that band was playing at the concert hall the next night near us. I don't remember if I had tickets or not to go. I honestly, it's been a while. But so I'm like, oh my God, these are awesome. And I start looking through the bag. I don't know why. It's not the smartest thing to do.
It's not your bag, but
it's no. This is Hootie's. I have Hootie's golf clubs, and I am unzipping the pouches along the side. I don't know, looking for cool little trinkets. I don't remember why I was doing it.
You're curious. It's fine.
Right. So if you've ever been anywhere where you're doing something, like in a library or at a store, and you just feel the back of your head burning because someone's looking at you and you turn around and there's someone there. Has that ever happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing feeling, right? Like you're totally conscious. It's the closest thing to supernatural I believe in, is that you can feel someone's thought process. So
Yeah.
Dan, this is Dan, the guy who bought me the jacket, later on would become my arch nemesis for a day or two. I just hear him go, "Ready," and I look, and standing next to him is a limousine driver, dressed to the nines, black on black, and I go, "Hey, what's up?" He goes, "Are you looking for something?" And I was like, "No, I just I was curious. These are, Hootie and the Blowfish's golf clubs." And he goes, "Yeah, I know they are. This is Hootie and the Blowfish's driver." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So it was the limo driver. Out in the limo, out front, there to pick up his golf clubs was Darius Rucker.
What? Was he in the car?
He was in the car, yeah.
Oh my god.
So I walked down to the end of the belt, and I went up to the guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'll take those." I was like, "Thanks."
Thanks.
And Dan's like, "What?" He was like, "What were you doing?" I'm like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, curiosity got the best of me. I'm just a huge fan, and he's like, "Come here, come on, go for a walk with me." And Dan's like, "All right, just be quick." So I go out to the limo. The guy pops the trunk, puts the golf clubs in, comes over, he taps on the glass, window goes down. Darius Rucker himself sitting in the back of the limo.
Wow.
He goes, the limo guy goes, he's like, this guy's a big fan. He was also going through your golf clubs, but I don't think he took anything. And I was like, "Sir," I go, "I am so sorry I did that." I go, it just got the best of me. I'm like, "I love Cracked Review, love the album." And he's like, "That's cool, man." He goes, "Just remember, it's never cool to touch another man's clubs." And he put the window up on that beat. Now, it's not the coolest thing I've ever been... Yeah, it's not the coolest thing I've ever been told, but because he did it and then just checked out, and then the guy got in the car and drove away, like, that has stayed with me my entire life.
Wow.
So I'm just like, he's right. I shouldn't touch another man's clubs. I don't even know what it was supposed to mean.
He didn't
I don't
even
think
say
he
bye?
knew. It was like, what's that?
He didn't even say bye?
No, why would he?
No, he's too cool.
He's Hootie. Okay. He had somewhere to go.
Oh yeah, he had somewhere to be.
He had golf to do. That's okay. I don't know what that was, but it's
that was me cracking another can.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna have a sip of mine because once again I'm a little parched from the storytelling. So I if that's not the best story, I apologize. They're not all gonna have super cool punchlines. They're more just theater of the mind sort of stories. So
I would love to meet Hootie and his Blowfish.
I don't think. Well, it's weird because didn't he become like a country star like 10 years ago?
Darius Rucker sings country music, but he has actually gone back with Hootie and the Blowfish, and they released a song not that long ago. I forget what it was called.
Oh wow! You're teaching me something because I've jumped off the 90s bandwagon for the most part. Well, this is a perfect segue. I doubt this episode will be able to be out by Friday, but if it is, Friday night, I don't think it'll be all the time, but once in a while, Fizz in a drunken stupor during your stream was saying like, "Hey man, we need like a karaoke night." So I'm gonna use it as a push to get myself affiliated. I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, without begging, and I'm not gonna do that. But I think so Eastern, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time, Friday night, and I think I will try to get this episode out before then, so people who are listening can join. We're gonna do a karaoke. We'll do it in Discord, so people who join can. I'm not exactly sure the specs on it. I did ask Fizz, and I'm sorry, Fizz, you're getting name dropped in another episode, but you talked to us, so it's on you, man.
It's his fault.
I asked him today, I go, "Hey, are you going to be around at like 8:30 to help me set up for 9:00? And he's like, "Yeah, you might want to start earlier than 8:30 though." He goes, "I'm not exactly sure how this is going to, excuse me, how this is going to play out." So we're going to try to piece it together. I have another overlay.
Oh my God,
specifically
really?
For, yeah, listen, and I say listen a lot. I am addicted to overlays. Like nobody's business. I can't stop myself. They're like Pringles. I can't just stop it.
Stop myself.
because once you get them, and it's just like, oh well, I like this color scheme. I think yours from last night was amazing. By the way, I love that it changes. It has the same like color. Yeah, similar to your headset. So that's a really good one for you.
I didn't
thought
even think
of all
about
the ones.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's the same kind of pattern. I mean, I was gonna say it's a little busy, but that's only because 55 people were throwing bits and and following it. Like your thing was going off so much, I was like, I don't think I know what the hell's going on in this game. So
I didn't even know. I hid in a corner for a majority of the time, to be honest. So.
Well, I think you did a great job in accepting the accolades and all the nice
Thank
things.
you.
So
I tried. I really tried.
So now I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh God.
Are you gonna be around Friday night? And if you are you gonna sing?
I will be around Friday night. I just don't think I'm gonna sing.
Okay. All right. Well, are you gonna drink Friday night?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So just put it, write it down, guys. Tilo will be singing at least one song because
I have to be like ham dog, like really drunk for me to be doing karaoke. I mean, I have done karaoke before. I mean, I'm all about bar karaoke. Like, let me get on that stage, give me that fucking mic. Like, here she comes. But I have to be like really drunk.
Okay, so if there was a song, what song? So in honor of the podcast, let's say you and me had to do a duet, an awful make your ears bleed duet. Could you? Is there? Do you have a go-to in which there's like two parts? It doesn't even have to be male and female. Like, let's just like. I Got You, Babe by Sonny and Cher.
Oh my
or
God,
Islands
yeah.
Oh, you like that song?
Yeah, I could totally do that song.
Okay.
Ow, fucker. Sorry, that was my cat. No. Sorry. I don't have a go-to song because I don't do karaoke, like, often. I've done it before, but I wouldn't say I do karaoke, but I've done karaoke. Yeah.
Well, all right. Jesus, why am I even... I'm putting both of us on the spot now. So there's a 18% chance somewhere Saturday after this drops there will be a record. Actually, no, because I think Twitch will ban all that music afterwards. So if you're not there live, you won't get to see us do on Friday night. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're not there live, it may just get... You may see us, but the audio is going to be cut on Twitch. I want to say thank you to Twitch for not allowing music to be played, because... what was I... Oh, that's what we wanted to talk about. There's the other thing we want to talk about is... You know, for this not being a Warzone podcast, we are getting exceptionally good. I had my second win with you last night, so that makes your win total 3. 2 of 3, and I'm at 2, I believe, and both of them were with you. And for the first time for me, I was alive at the end. It was you, me, Fizz, and Noah. Yes.
And I was dead.
You were dead. Fizz was dead. Noah has been playing this for 2 weeks, maybe, right?
Oh, I don't even know if that.
Yeah, right. So he's new to it, and it was, the anxiety, how you held your shit together the other day when you won that first time, where you were the only one alive, and Brendan was really just going like, Tilo.
Oh yeah, I shit myself. I literally shit myself. I mean, but this time I was like, oh yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
But it's I've only been in that final circle a few times, and god damn, I don't think I was breathing. I think afterwards I realized.
You got like really serious, and I was like, oh, he's got it. Like he's fucking got it.
And I'll tell you, I want to apologize to all the people who play the game, sweaty. Or who get labeled. I think sweaty is a pretty common gamer term for people who like really go after it and really try to win. And the negative connotation for people who play and want to win every single time, the tryhards. I think I should I think I owe them an apology, because I can see once you get to the point where, like, had the game glitched or the person I was playing done some kind of like shitty little trick to me, I think I would get as frustrated as a lot of people get frustrated. I know it doesn't really play as well when you're streaming, to have I've heard people get super aggressive, but I'm going to give them a pass now, because the next game after that, I wanted to win that one, and I wanted to do well. And when I didn't do well, it was funny. It was the first time I was actually like mumbling under my breath and getting frustrated. So it does stay with you, and I can see the better you get, the more you want to be good at it. So
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that being said, that was fun. I had a really good time playing with you guys.
It was a good day. It was a good day for Warzone.
Yeah. It kind of feels like everything's running together now. Like, how I know the episode dropped only a day ago, so it's going to feel like it's going to be back-to-back ones, but
yeah.
I think Wednesdays are a good day to record, which gives me the ability to hopefully get these podcasts out on Friday, Saturday. Mm-hmm. The weekends go by quick. I mean, I don't know what your work week is like, but the only problem is it's blurring together. If this wasn't recorded, I would feel like I'm missing out on something. It is kind of crazy how quickly everything's going and how we're just so into this now, and it's so the normal, like, yeah, I'm just going to run upstairs and talk to my friend from Texas on the internet.
It's taken off. It's taken off.
I'm super excited about it. I promised everyone who's listening that you're gonna obviously this episode you're gonna hear Sale's intro. You're gonna hear some better audio quality on Tloe, and I think at some point we need to find a way to. You were joking the other day about taking a notebook and writing stuff down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not really. I mean, yes and no.
Yeah. It's hard because I constantly beat myself up over dominating the conversation, but I think
don't.
Okay,
don't
good.
At all. No.
Yeah, because I
don't worry
structurally
about that.
It's hard. The advantage to this is also the disadvantage, which is we are doing this staring at a wall, like we've said, off the top of our heads. There's no real structure to it. It's all over the place, and depending on the week we have, depending on our energy level or how things have gone, like it's gonna have peaks and valleys, and it's not necessarily going to be the knee slapper. Like I'm not gonna go out of my way to make sure that every episode we record is just a fucked up story from my past.
And like just hysterical every time.
And what?
Just like hysterical every time.
Well, yeah. It's I found myself looking for the joke in the story, but sometimes there isn't one, and I'm going to be okay with that. I think this episode has taught me, guys, cue the music. We're going to do a little bit of this is the end of a Full House episode where I learned my lesson, and I've realized that things aren't always, I really learned something today, Tloe. People are human and people make mistakes, and sometimes just things don't really, go the way you want them to. What do you think about that?
I agree.
You got it, dude.
Much. You got it, dude.
I'm gonna try to devote the last little segment to you, and I wanted to ask you. I think I mentioned it before we started recording. We were talking a little bit about high school popularity and cliques. How this kind of feels like it has that sort of vibe to it. Quick question: How big was your high school? You went to high school, right? I never asked you that. Okay.
Yes. It was small. I am actually from like a smaller town. Like the high school that I went to was in a town called Fife. There was only one exit, and it was small. Like I didn't even graduate with 200 people. Like it was probably, I don't know, 100 some people. Okay. I mean, that could be like big to other people, but for me, and like especially here in Texas, there's freaking thousands of people in high school, and I mean it was It was 10th grade. It was 10th grade through 12th grade. So maybe that was another reason why it was smaller, but it was just a really small town.
So did it have like was there like a feeder school? So like did you follow the same town school structure from like grade school on to middle school, and like is that how it were you at the same school basically the entire series, or did you move in between? Does that make sense?
Like yeah, like a school district?
Right, school district, correct.
Yeah. I went to private school until about 3rd grade. And then I switched to public school, and that was in a completely different school district. I mean, obviously. But then I went to, was it elementary school? Yeah, elementary school, junior high. No, elementary school, middle school, junior high, and then high school in the same school district.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hopped around a little bit, but I was young, and like it didn't really matter. It didn't affect me really. If I would have moved early, like later, then people, that would have been harder because people are rude. Like, people in high school are rude. Girls are catty. Like,
well, yeah. Did you like the same class you were in? Like, so let me ask you this: were you divided up into like homerooms? Did the same group of people? See, my high school, my graduating class was 54. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right, I went to a Catholic.
You were smaller than that. Okay.
Yes. Mine was private as well. It was a Catholic high school. So, although there were small groups, 54, you kind of just spent your lunches, and almost all the time, I literally knew every single person in my graduating class. And yet, the school up the road, which was the public school, that I had tried to go to for 3 weeks and then quit because a girl beat me up, that school had like 200, and I thought to me that was like the largest number possible.
A girl beat you up?
Mm-hmm. So
really,
we're of course we're gonna get back to one of my storytelling. So in
you can't just like drop that and be like, oh yeah, a girl beat me up.
I know.
That's it.
Okay, I need to stress this part of the story. Have you ever crawled under a chain link fence where a couple of the brackets are loose, but so you can go under it, but it's not really open? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this school, we always had, most of my schools were in the middle of a town, so your recess was always played in a parking lot. So from 4th grade, after 4th grade, my mother said, "Hey, private school's getting expensive. We're going to send you to public school." I said, "I don't want to go." She says, "We're going to go." I said, "I want to go." She says, "You're going to go." So I went to private school. Okay, so I'm the person I am today then, to a degree. So I obviously made enemies quicker than I made friends.
Yeah.
So I sat next to this girl, Rachel, who she's like, "Hi, I'm Rachel." I'm like, "Hi, I'm Randy." So for 3 weeks at snack time, she would open her lunchbox and I would open my lunchbox, and I would have like not vegetables. I would, fruit and candy bars. I mean, what the fuck? Vegetables? What a piece of shit! I'm a little liar. I don't eat vegetables. I still don't eat vegetables. My wife's she's like, "Why don't you eat vegetables?" I'm like, "Because they taste like assholes." So
okay, no vegetables.
No vegetables. Carrots with ranch.
Yeah.
So week 3, I open my lunchbox and she's just sitting there with her hands folded. And I open it up and I have grapes and probably say like orange slices. So I have a handful of grapes and orange slices, and I go, "Oh, you didn't bring a lunch?" She's like, "No, I left it. My mom forgot to pack it for me." I was like, "Oh, that sucks." So then I ate the orange slices and I ate the grapes because we talked about that. I don't share food. Fuck you. Like, I didn't mean that, but I only had enough for me, and it's a snack. Who gives a shit? You're fine. You're not gonna starve. Like I think that the 5th grade version of me looked back and thought like, screw this. So she didn't say anything, and we went on to go to lunch, and our mom brought her lunch, and then we're outside at recess, and everyone's playing, and she came over to me. She goes, "You should have shared your grapes." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "You should have shared your grapes." So she punched me in the stomach, and I fell to the ground near this chain link fence, and the parking lot is connected to this lady's house, who I got to meet because when I fell to the ground, she kicked me in the ribs and then shoved me through the gap in the chain link fence, but the fence kind of arced outward, so it was easy to push me. It was easy to push me out, almost like a ferret trap. But when I got to the yard, I wasn't strong enough. My weak little grape-eating arms couldn't lift the fence enough to crawl back under into the recess. And the bell rang, and everybody went inside. So I'm now stuck on the other side of this fence in this lady's yard.
Oh, my God.
So I go up to her door. I knocked on her door. She said, hi. I said, hi. I said, I'm from... She goes, I was watching. She's like, come on. And so she walked me out.
She watched?
She just, I guess, looked and I didn't think she was a creeper. I just think maybe her granddaughter went to that school, but she would sit on her porch and drink coffee and watch. So she had seen this whole thing. So I walked through her house. She had I remember seeing like a little Shih Tzu dog, because we had a Shih Tzu as well. So I knew that type of dog. So I was like, oh, I have a dog like that. And she's like, that's nice, son. So she walked me out her front door, down the sidewalk, up to the principal's office. And she's like, this young boy was beat up and pushed out the fence hole. The principal had to cover his mouth not to laugh at me.
Oh my God, really?
This is a grown... he was probably like 30. Hey, hindsight, he was probably a young kid. So they called my mom. My mom came and picked me up, and she goes, so what happened? I'm like, I don't like it here. I want to go back to my other school. So fast forward 1 week, I was returned to the school from which I came, where no one touched anybody because it was not allowed according to God. And that's...
Oh, wow.
That's how I avoided getting beat up Now, fast forward to sophomore year in high school, in comes Rachel from public school because her mom got remarried and she can afford... Yes. And she turned into my high school crush. Meaning I had a crush on her. Yes. So for 3 years, I tutored her in math while she pretended to like me and dated another guy.
Did she ever say she was sorry?
No, she goes... the first thing she said to me was, hey, bitch, you still a pussy?
Oh, my God.
And I just followed her around like a little beat-up puppy dog. I was just like, you're my favorite girl.
Oh, God. One of those.
Yeah. Listen, it took me a long time to not try to be the guy who, changes the girls. Before I became the guy who my wife had to, chase me, I always wanted the person I couldn't have. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was, my life was chock full of how much is that behind the glass? And it's like, they're not interested in you. I'm like, well, if they break up with their boyfriend and the guy they're seeing on the side, maybe I have a chance. So,
yeah.
Life lessons learned. But,
I got punched in the face one time in school.
by a boy or a girl?
Oh, fuck no, not a guy. Some bitch. This was like... I shouldn't have said it, some bitch. But, how old? I was young. Maybe this was like 3rd grade, 2nd grade or something. Because I was still in private school. But in Washington, I mean, I don't know about like East Coast or anything, but you have earthquake drills because, there's a lot of earthquakes up there.
No, we don't have that. Not at all.
You don't have that? Okay. Well, in school, there's earthquake drills. And
Crazy.
There was an actual earthquake happening. Like, it was, like, record for one of the biggest earthquakes in years or whatever. Like, it was bad. And I was at school, and I go to run under this fucking desk, and this girl was already under there, and I knew who she was. Like, we already didn't like each other. Like, she thought she was the shit, and I didn't think she was the shit. I thought she was annoying. And I basically let her know that. Yeah, she sucked. But, so I tried to get under this desk, and she was already under there because in an earthquake, you're supposed to get under, like, a doorway or a desk, a table, like, something to protect your head. And as I'm sliding under the desk, she basically tells me I can't sit there and punches me in the fucking face. She punches me right in the eye.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I don't understand violence. I really don't.
I was shook there for a second. I was like, first of all, never gotten punched in the face before. Second of all, I'm like, how old are you in first or second or third grade? Like, that shit's young.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
what do I do?
feel.
And I didn't punch her, but I took her by the hair and I swung her across the classroom. Swung her across the classroom is what I tried to say. And I took her
Oh my
spot
God.
under the table.
Yeah. Now
And
you
then-
die in this earthquake.
Yeah, I was like, you're gonna really try and kick me out underneath this table? Are you kidding? So I said, fuck no. Grabbed that bitch by her hair, threw her across the classroom, took my happy little spot under that table, and held on for dear life.
I was. Can you remember? Did you have like a smug look on your face, like I win? Was that something that probably crossed your mind?
I don't remember. It might have, because I've always just been a little bit of a smartass. But I remember my dad picked me up from school that day, and I went back to his house, and he put a steak on my eye. Yeah. I told him I got punched in the face, and he put a fucking steak on my eye. And I was like, wow. I really, I don't know.
I'm not sure that... somehow that's been a thing forever, that you put meat on like a black eye, and I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to accomplish. I guess we can Google it, but that's no fun.
I thought that it was just like, in case you don't have ice. I don't know.
Okay, here's a quick question.
It's frozen, so I don't know. What?
Who in the history of the world has had steak but not ice? Other than, I guess,
That's
before ice
true.
was... Yeah, before ice was invented. Man, I was wrong in that.
I really don't know. I mean, he was a bachelor at the time, so I kind of was just like, this is such like a bachelor thing to do, is put a fucking ribeye on my face. I was like, thanks, Dad. I'm really feeling a lot better.
Yeah,
so,
maybe it is
he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't. Have I ever had a black eye? I'm not 100% sure. I've never broken anything. Oh, we're back to last week, which is dangerous stuff. Have you ever broken a bone?
I have, which actually I was already thinking about that story. Another bitch in school.
So glad you moved. There's something wrong with Washington.
I was young also. This is also in private school. God, it's just so good that I went to public
They are
school.
dicks. They're just shitty people in general.
Such
in hindsight,
assholes.
I should have gone to public school where everybody was much nicer.
No, but this story's, it's like really weird. Whenever I describe it, like it's really, really weird how it happened. Like it was non-intentional for her, so I can't really call her a bitch besides the fact that she was just a bitch. Like, I hated her guts. But anyways, I was around her and we were outside at recess, and I don't remember like how it, like why I was with her or whatever, but I was walking by and I was kind of moving my arms side to side, like kind of flailing them a little bit. And as I was walking by her, swinging my arms, she goes up for like a cartwheel type of situation.
Oh, no.
Like a handstand. And
yeah.
as I'm swinging my arms, she comes up and kicks her feet up in the air, and it hits my pinky. Like, hits my hand and straight kicks my pinky out of place. And it's like the farthest away from all the rest of my fingers that you can get. I remember looking at my hand and being like, what the fuck? I didn't cry or anything. I was just like in shock. I was like,
yes, that's exactly what you were. You were in shock. I've never heard the phrase "the farthest away from my hand my pinky can be." That is the first time in the history of. No, I understand what you perfect description, but the analogy that it was. It was totally. It had moved. It's separated from the rest of the hand, and it was. Yeah.
I looked like an alien. I looked like a legit alien, a mutant. It was insane. So I went home for the rest of the day, you know. But then it started to hurt, and then I was like, well, shit, I can't move it. And then they told me it was broken, so.
I'm cringing because, like, I'm kind of a baby when it comes to, like, physical pain. So when I bang it, I think I've even said this, when I bump into something, I'm like, oh my God, I broke my toe. My wife's like, you didn't break your toe. I'm like, how do you know? She's like, because you're walking. You've never.
I feel like I'm pretty good with physical pain. Like, I feel like it could hurt like a bitch, and I'd be like, oh God, and I just cuss up a storm, or I'd walk it off or something. But it'd take a lot to make me like cry or think that I'm dying because of hitting myself or breaking my pinky.
I've done something my whole life, and we're gonna wrap up in a few minutes here because I want to grab something to eat, and I know my wife needed to go for her run, but I want to, anyone who's listening who's in Tloe's Discord, and you could tell me the answer to this too. So since I've been young, I do this weird thing. It's not normal. It's not polite. It's a little gross, but this seems to be the topic of our conversation. So whenever, especially when I bump my head, so if I stub my toe or I bang my hand or whack my elbow, the pain gets so bad that I take a deep breath and I clench my teeth. But then instead of rubbing the pain or yelling, how some people just go, like fuck, or they get upset. Yeah. I spit, and I have never met a single person who can relate to that. I don't do it if people are around. Like, I will go into a restroom or I will walk away from a group of people and
spit.
Because I need to just go because it's and until I do it, I can't, my brain is telling me that it breaks the, I don't know if it's psychosomatic. I don't know. I've never seen, it's not something I learned. It's not something I ever watched somebody else do and I don't know. It's just one of those things that weird. Yes, it's one of the weirdest things that I find I do in my life. I do not know where that comes from. What causes me? I don't know why
you do that.
Or why it makes me feel better. Why does it work? It makes no sense.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
So if anybody's listening to this, if you know anybody who does that, or you just want to say in Discord that I'm a complete nut job, feel free to be. It's just one of those things. I've never even mentioned it out loud, but when you talked about that, excuse me, and your pain tolerance. No, I got the hiccups. It reminded me that until. There's been times where I've just been like, oh my God, and I have to go outside and just spit because, again, it has to be psychological. It serves no purpose other than to, take my mind off of it. I don't know. So if there's any therapists out there who can tell me why I do something as stupid as that, please let me know.
Yeah, that's really strange. Yeah. Whatever works, though, I mean, do your thing.
I guess so. Maybe I should just stop getting hurt. I think at my age, bumping into things and falling down. Actually, you know what? I bet you it's on the horizon for me. I have a funny feeling that as age passes me by. Oh my God! I just remembered what I wanted to talk about this whole episode.
Oh my God! Right at the end.
Yeah. So we'll throw this teaser out now, and then I'll throw it up in Discord. I wanted to get an idea of what kind of person you are, and to me, over the life, I can group most people into 3 categories, not to take just in the types of people they are, and if you know what kind of person they are, you can kind of see how they're gonna live their lives and answer questions. So, and you can answer this on the next episode. Okay. Are you someone who lives and thinks about the current time? Are you a today thinker and liver? Are you someone who's nostalgic, or are you sort of a looking towards the future? Are you prepared for tomorrow, thinking about yesterday, or just living in the now? And I don't want you to answer it. I won't answer it on my part either, but it's something we can bring up on the next episode. How does that sound?
It's exciting. No, it's exciting.
Yeah, I think if we do that, it gives you a little bit of time to think for next week, and it gives everybody an idea of what to expect. Yeah, I'll try to do that, and feel free to any nonsense. The strangest questions, peanut butter or jelly, which do you you can, if you actually do want to write stuff down between now and the next time we record, let it as obscure as possible. Have I done this? Have I done that? So yeah, feel free to make an episode devoted to, questions you may have, hey, what's it like to have a 3-year-old? Just nonsense, things that, it might not, living in Pennsylvania, anything like that. So I will allow you to drive the podcast on the next episode. So
yeah, firing
that
questions.
Being said, what's that?
I said firing questions.
Absolutely. Cool. I can handle anything. All I will say is this. This is my standard statement to anybody who I know. I will answer any and every question honestly. I don't, and not in a mean way, just in when I die, I want everybody to know exactly what I thought, and at the time, so when it comes to things I'm interested in and things I don't like, I find it very hard to sugarcoat things and make everybody feel better about stuff. So, whatever questions, I'm an open book. So
perfect. That's a good way to be.
Outstanding. So, are you interested in wrapping this up, or would you like me to do it once again?
I think you can start it.
Okay. Do you know what the little ending is going to be? Do you know how to at least throw it? And I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm asking you honestly. I forgot to write it down and text it to you, so we're...
Yeah. Wait, so what was the question?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like... I'm just going to do it one more time.
Perfect, and, I love that.
You will have a script by the next episode. I'm just glad I hope this recorded. So, that being said, to everybody listening, everything you need to find out about us is at rufusandtloe.com. We are both on Twitch. Tloe is at Miss_Tloe95, and I'm at Rufus Dummy. Tloe, you could check her out on Twitch and see what her schedule is like. I'll be doing something this weekend with my wife. We're doing the... what's the hell's the game called now? Until Dawn. My wife joined me every Saturday night at 9 p.m. We'll be playing that game until we see how many people she accidentally gets murdered. It's great. It was a very fun time. She loves you guys. Fun. She's so excited to do it this weekend. And
everybody loved her. Everybody loved watching you guys together, I think. It was great.
We have I guess I don't know who I was telling it to, but 10 seconds of watching us and you can see why I'm the way I am and why she's the way she is, and it's the foundation of our relationship is teasing and cracking jokes, but it's my son gets all of his amazing personality traits from her and the silliness from me, so it's a very good combination. So that being said, what's that?
I said it's so cute.
Yeah, he's an angel, and she's the best. So I will probably see you tomorrow on your stream. I will bother you and maybe join and play along. So that being said, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for drinking with me. And
of course, always. We
will be saying goodbye now because I'm just as bad at the ending today as I was at the beginning.
Jesus.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. As always, everybody, be good, be safe, and have fun.